I, f41. Don't want to attend my ex-husband's, m41, wedding but I don't know what to do. This is a throwaway. I know I will be called petty, jealous and all sorts but I don't care because I know I'm not. I just think it is weird to attend an ex-wedding. My ex-husband is getting married in May. I'm actually happy for him but I was surprised when he insisted that I attended the wedding, and the reason he gave me is that he wants our 2 children 3 and 5 at the wedding and who would take care of them. I asked why not one of his sisters or my ex-mil can watch them. He was silent for a while and then said no. They would be too busy and he didn't trust them to watch the children the whole day. I said I will think about it and actually I was never gonna think about it. My answer is no. Next day I called my babysitter who I've known since my oldest was born and explained everything to her. She agreed and was actually excited so I called my ex to tell him the news. He was very angry and started saying that I'm being difficult. He doesn't want the babysitter there. I'm selfish for trying to ruin his happy day that he wanted to share with his babies. I told him that I was gonna pay for the babysitter but he got even more upset and asked why I couldn't just do this for him. His fiancée texted me that I was being petty and jealous and trying to ruin their day. I didn't answer her because I don't care if she thinks I'm jealous or not. Some other people, including my ex-mil, called and said that it was a good thing that he, ex, only trusted me with our children because he is a good dad. What am I missing here? I texted my ex that I didn't give a f*ck about his wedding being ruined or not. I'm not attending. Now I'm being called a jealous aw. I don't know what to do. I don't want to ruin his day but I just don't want to attend his wedding but I also need to think about our co-parenting. It has finally started working and I don't want it to take a turn to the worse. The babysitter is a fantastic compromise and being willing to pay for it is more generous than necessary. Honestly, if I were the one marrying him or even his friend, I'd be more disturbed that he seems quite insistent at making excuses to force you of all people to attend. Something that should feel awkward and avoidable for you both. So clearly he's not over you or is somehow fixating on a need for petty revenge. Stuck to your plan. He's being incredibly manipulative, and you absolutely do not have to go to his wedding. If he's incapable of figuring out a sitter or a chaperone for the day, that's his problem. He needs to get over it. Go along with the baby-sitter plans. Who cares what he calls you? He's being a groomzilla. He is an ex for a reason. If he wants his kids there he can plan for it without your help. Are these people sane? Who would want to go and watch their ex getting married? Even if you split in good terms? Girl, stick to your guns. You made it work. You're not letting your children attend. Let them say whatever they want. Block the rest of the clan. They can go kick rocks, all of them. Wow. His new woman sounds like a cracker flushed. If you don't want to go, don't go op. He has zero right putting that much pressure on you. Why is he so desperate for you to attend? My guess is, he wants to see you jealous. Stick to your guns and tell him no. Why would you want to go when his wife-to-be sounds like a right cow? I, 26 female, gave my husband, 28 male, a sort of ultimatum. Not sure where to go from here. Going to try and keep this short. I feel that I am kinda the jerk here but it's hard to see the other side when it comes to emotions. Basically, my husband, 28 male, and I, 26 female, are separating for a while but I thought him, have been working on repairing our relationship and working on ourselves to be better partners. A month ago we were invited to a concert through his work friend and since then I had heard nothing about the event and just thought plans fell through since they weren't certain to begin with. Turns out plans had been made certain and he bought his own ticket and kept all plans and such hidden until last night when he informed me that he would be staying over at said friend's house after the concert. I felt blindsided, hurt, and betrayed. Especially after both of us having a talk a day prior about how we're both to blame for our relationship issues but want to be open and work on things together. He has a history of hiding things from me until last minute that he thinks I wouldn't approve of or that he doesn't want me involved in. I told him that he's free to go since he is a man capable of making his own decisions, but if he does he's not welcome back into my home. I told him I felt betrayed and lied to for over a month and I don't want to be around someone who would go behind my back like this when I thought we were working on things together. So, I'm not sure if I was too harsh and now he's calling me abusive. So, would like an outsider's opinion. Never give an ultimatum if you aren't willing to stick to your guns and accept the consequences. I think you need to explain Mish more to have a more realistic view. What's wrong? Why are you separating, etc.? If I were in your shoes, I would start the divorce and stick to your ultimatum, since those are not the actions of someone working on their marriage end of the story. So, you're separated but living together. Why would you expect to go out to an event with him if you're separated? And why do you think you can manipulate him and threaten to kick him out of the house? In the US that's not even legal, FYI, and certainly not enforceable. You two need professional help. You're separated. He isn't going behind your back, as he doesn't need to report everything he does to you.
I'm curious who asked for the separation. Why he is still moving out if you are working on your marriage. If you are in the US and that is his legal residence, you can't just kick him out even if it's solely your house. Most states that I'm aware of would require you to evict him, which has a waiting period. See your state laws for more details. I get why you might be hurt, but honestly doing your own thing is the point in separating. So not sure what the understanding might be around the separation, such as are you seeing others or dating?
My 24 male, fiancé, 21 female. Met a dude, 20 male, on a online game yesterday. I posted earlier but received no advice, so I'll be more detailed this time around. As above said, she met him on a game and they played for a while, then got off and she crawled into bed with me with him on the phone. Everything was good, we were all joking around, and then he starts saying, "Your boyfriend sounds like a sub." And I am like, whatever, and said a joke to respond to it, and he says, "That's what a sub would say." And did this again later. He then asks her, "Does my voice sound soothing?" And I give her a look like that was weird. He proceeded to tell her not once, not twice, but 3 different times that she can fall asleep to the sound of his voice, and she told him twice that he needed to go to bed. He'd been up for 2 days because he just got out of a toxic relationship, is what my fiancé says. But his response every time was, "I'm not going to bed until you do." And then she started to fall asleep with him on the phone. At this point I lost my cool and gave her a face that says I'm upset and kinda huffed really loudly, and she let him go and asked what's up, and I told her I was uncomfortable with what just happened, and she said that he was just a friend going through a rough time and got upset and said she felt like I don't trust her and her other online friends and that I interrupt her gaming sessions unless it's with her gay friend. I don't even know who she is on Discord with usually. Then told me she wanted to go to bed, and I told her that if she wanted to question my trust in her and go to bed she could sleep on the couch. I didn't follow through with that. But where we are at now is she still thinks it was a friendly interaction with a friend that needs help. I think it was a creep hitting on my fiancé. Your girlfriend is not good people. This is either someone so naive that they'll accidentally cheat on you eventually, or so trashy that they'll literally do it right under your nose. Both scenarios aren't good. This is not a good partner. Her new friend knew what he was doing. Drive a wedge and they will talk about you when you're not around to hear it. It's standard practice. You need to address this or put a hold on your pending wedding until she agrees to deal with this. That's super creepy. She's in denial, wondering if he's really 20. Going from, "I just got broken up with," to, "Isn't my voice soothing? Fall asleep on the phone with me. Also your boyfriend is a sub." Sounds like he's older than 20 and using video games to prey on young women by throwing up a sob story. Her taste as men is awful. She seems to enjoy getting attention from creeps. That's kinda sad. Massive red flags, fam. The amount of disrespect and the rondo bullying you right off the start. He is not a friend. He will try to bang your significant other, and if it isn't him, someone else will try based off of how your significant other treats you. Which was very poorly in that scenario, and she is gaslighting you, fam. You deserve better. 22 female. Think my friend, 22 female. Didn't ask me to be her bridesmaid because I'm not skinny. 22 female. Have a very close friend, 22 female, who I've grown up with and lives with for many years. We are still very close. Recently she got engaged to her boyfriend. I was so happy and excited for her. We always talked about wedding together and how we'd be bridesmaid, and I'd make joke about what I'd say in the speech, etc. I actually specifically remember her telling me I'd be a bridesmaid, not maid of honor, because even I didn't want that because it seems too stressful. So once it was time for her to ask her friends and everyone to be her bridesmaids, I waited patiently but really excited on whatever she had planned. Then I saw on Facebook she posted on Facebook and Snapchat a thing about asking to be bridesmaids with pictures of everyone she asked with a homemade mug and other stuff. She never asked me and didn't even tell me I wasn't going to be before posting it. All the girls she posted, some she wasn't even that close with, were all the same. Skinny and very beautiful. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think I'm ugly, but I am a little overweight, that's about it. I decided to text her and ask why I wasn't invited, and she sent, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I thought you wouldn't like your pictures taken because you don't like that. There was also just too many people and I needed to cut the people down to be bridesmaids. But trust me, you will be front and center less than 3. I have said I don't like my picture taken, but I meant that more of a just me kind of photo. I don't know, I could be overthinking it. But we have been damn near best friends for a long while, and to not ask me but to ask some girl she doesn't even know that well but is very attractive? It just doesn't seem like a coincidence. Any advice would be wonderful, thanks. BTW English isn't my first language, so sorry if something's is wrong. What does she mean when she says, trust me, you will be front and center? If you're as close with someone as you thought you were with your friend, there are things you don't do, like not invite them to be a bridesmaid after years of telling them, planning on it, then make flimsy excuses. I'm kind of surprised with all the responses you got trying to tell you how okay this is. Nah, it's not. Truth is that you feel like you're closer to her than she feels to you. Do with that information what you will, but I'd be taking a few steps back from that friendship for a while. Your feelings are right. The people here telling you she's just being considerate are delusional. You said you don't like pictures, is such a bullshit excuse because if you are front and center, like she said, your picture is going to be taken loads anyway. Everyone at a wedding has their picture taken. It's part of a wedding. It's why photographers can make thousands of dollars documenting it. My guess is that she has a perfect social media idea of what her wedding should look like, and you don't really fit that idea. I think it's possible since all the chosen bridesmaids are cookie-cutter. But she mentioned to you about knowing you don't like photos, and that would be a big deal for many brides. If someone is into documenting the whole thing, and it sounds like she is since she put out photos of her bridesmaids and the special mugs and whatnot, then it's super inconvenient to try and work around someone who doesn't want their pictures taken. You mentioned that it's not quite what you meant, but does she know that? But let's say she does, it still might be too exhausting to constantly have to keep the one friend in mind that doesn't like certain photos. Lots of great comments. My advice is to let it go. She's not as into you as you are into her. She might have done it for the reason you stated. If that is so, then it shows her priorities. You need to keep your thoughts to yourself and let go. Please do not show your vulnerability to her anymore. You got one reply from her. Now let it float away and move on with your life, your friends and your pride. I mean all this in the kindest manner.